Good evening, you're watching News Mongolian World. I'm your host, Anur Gambatar. And for top stories, Mongolian doctors and nurses to undergo training in India for improved healthcare services. Erdenes Tavan Tolgoi JSC company sold 10 million tons of coal as of May 15th. Children's rights are being violated in the concrete jungle. And for the news, stay tuned. In a significant development aimed at enhancing healthcare services in Mongolia, doctors and nurses will soon be trained in the Republic of India. This initiative comes as an effort to address the need for specialized medical personnel in Mongolia and reduce the number of citizens traveling abroad for expensive treatments. Currently, more than 40,000 Mongolian individuals seek healthcare services overseas every year due to the unavailability of certain specialized treatments within their own country. Recognizing this challenge, Mongolian medical professionals will now receive comprehensive training in India, enabling them to offer high-quality specialized care to their fellow citizens. Dr. Rajiv Singhal, CEO of Marenga Asia Healthcare, emphasized the importance of investing in human resources, particularly in the healthcare sector. The most critical investment in healthcare lies in developed skills professionals. Therefore, we will be providing training to specialized doctors and nurses from Mongolia in India. Given the long-standing cooperation between our two nations, I believe there is immense potential for collaboration in the healthcare sector, alongside cultural, educational and trade-related endeavors. Gambold, the ambassador of Mongolia to India, expressed satisfaction with the ongoing discussions and plans for training and healthcare personnel. He confirmed that Mongolian doctors and nurses would be sent to India for training, while Indian medical specialists would also visit Mongolia for examinations and surgeries. The discussions involved various forms of cooperation, including the exchange of information and expertise. The training program will equip Mongolian medical professionals with the necessary skills and knowledge to handle complex medical cases and utilize state-of-the-art equipment. This specialized technical assistance is expected to significantly reduce the incidence of cardiovascular diseases, which currently stand as the leading cause of death in Mongolia. With this collaborative effort between Mongolia and India, the goal is to strengthen the healthcare infrastructure and capabilities in Mongolia. By training doctors and nurses locally, the country aims to provide more accessible and affordable healthcare options to its citizens while reducing the need for costly overseas treatments. The future looks promising as Mongolian doctors and nurses prepare to embark on their training journey to India, while Indian specialists gear up to offer their expertise in Mongolia. This healthcare partnership holds the potential to transform the medical landscape in Mongolia, ensuring that its citizens receive top-notch specialized care within their own country. In Mongolia, unfortunately, there are no guarantees that children will receive an education in a healthy and safe environment. For example, close to the school buildings, there is an area fenced off for construction. Students and parents believe students' rights to a healthy and safe educational environment is being violated.
This is school number 130, which serves more than 2,800 students from the 15th and 18th districts of Howell district. Adjacent to the school is kindergarten number 218. Behind the school and kindergarten, construction is underway to develop 4 apartment blocks, each with over 20 floors. This site used to be an area where students could exercise and engage in physical activities just 1 year ago. The ongoing construction has transformed the environment, instilling fear among the students and others in the community. The presence of towering cranes lifting heavy construction materials from steep slopes has become a daily source of anxiety. Unfortunately, this is just one example of the increasing number of construction sites that compromise children's safety in the area. It has been mentioned that there are plans to build additional buildings with over 20 floors in the same area. Unfortunately, last summer, a crane carrying garbage accidentally fell on top of some children.
There are no fields available in this area now. Efforts were made to preserve the field on the west side, and people from the municipality granted permission for it. It's unclear what issues are causing this situation. If it's inevitable for this area to be taken, it would be appreciated if at least a playground is built for the children's benefit.
Last fall, organizing the school's sport competition was quite challenging. We begged for so many school grounds, but had to organize competitions in the yard. Unfortunately, this led to children falling and sustaining injuries due to the unfavorable conditions.
Our school serves children from two densely populated districts of Howell District, resulting in a significantly high student population. As a result, the class sizes are considerably large, with more than 50 children in a single class.
Children want space to learn and grow, but their chances of fulfilling this simple wish are decreasing year by year. School environments should ideally align with student aspirations.
Due to the large number of children at our school, especially elementary school students, there's a high risk of accidents involving cars. They often run around the school premises. Also, our classroom's north-facing window offers a constant view of the ongoing construction in the neighboring building, which can be distracting during classes. The road behind the kindergarten poses a significant danger, as it's an unpaved road often used by heavy vehicles.
As an eco-friendly school, it's important to children to have access to a clean and smoke-free environment. However, our school's surroundings are often smoky and polluted. We aspire to have a children's playgrounds and football and basketball courts like those found at Hobby School and international schools in Ulaanbaatar. These schools set the standards for recreational facilities in the Howell district. Parents have been fighting for over a year to secure a space the size of a basketball court for their children. They point out that despite appealing to various city and state organizations, from the mayor to ministers and community experts, they haven't achieved any results.
Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
Erdenes Tavan Tolgoi Joint Company, Mongolia's leading coal mining company, has sold a staggering 10 million tons of coal as of May 15, 2023, signaling a remarkable surge in sales volume and revenue since October 2022, when special regime was established at the mining site. The achievement showcases the company's pivotal role in bolstering Mongolia's foreign exchange reserves and contributing significantly to economic growth. This milestone represents a seismic shift compared to the same period last year, when the company sold 574,000 tons of coal. The latest sales figures reflect a 17-fold increase in sales volume and 14-fold increase in sales revenue. With sales revenue reaching an impressive $1 billion, Erdenes Tavan Tolgoi Joint Company has surpassed all previous records, establishing itself as a key player in the global coal market.
Thank you for staying with us. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Here's the international news from our partner agencies. Saifullah Saipov, an Islamic extremist, got 10 life sentences and another 260 years in prison at his sentencing for killing 8 people with a truck on a bike path in Manhattan. Saipov, an Uzbekistan citizen and one-time New Jersey resident, was expected to serve his sentence at the maximum security prison in Florence, Colorado, for his October 31, 2017 slaughter of tourists and New Yorkers.
Among those who attended the sentencing Wednesday was the trial's jury foreman, John Francis Patrick III, who told reporters that one thing jurors looked at during deliberations was evidence that showed that Saipov wore a seatbelt during his attack, even though he claimed he expected to be a martyr. Saipov, he noted, remained in his seat when he slammed into a school bus after his murderous run.
One of the things we looked at was the truck. After it had done this murderous rampage for a mile and hit a school bus at the end of it, I noticed that his airbags had gone off, but he jumped out of the truck. There was no hole in the windshield. He didn't hit the windshield. And I thought to myself, real martyrs don't wear seatbelts. And that's an odd thing to think of, but that just struck me. This guy supposedly was trying to kill himself and become a martyr and go to paradise and get all this. But in the end, he was a guy who put on his seatbelt, and killed 8 people and tried to kill 18 more. Every victim of this person's crime, from the first victim, who was a 31-year-old mother of an infant, a 3-month-old infant and a 3-year-old boy, to the last victim, who was a special needs kid on her school bus, who was severely impaired, cognitively impaired to begin with, and she was put through such trauma.
Relatives of 8 people killed in the Halloween terror attack spoke sometimes through tears during the sentencing, describing their lingering pain and sometimes directly addressing the men convicted in the deaths. U.S. District Judge Vernon Broderick announced the sentence Wednesday after Saipov said the tears of his victims and families of those who died are small compared to the tears and blood of followers of Islam killed unjustly. In March, a jury rejected the death penalty for the Uzbekistan citizen and one-time New Jersey resident.
Here's the weather forecast of most major cities. Well, that's all for today, and thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.